to record. And we are recording. And welcome, family, to the family tree. Give them a shout out, yo
That's
ho!
right. Yeah, 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 yeah,
All
yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
That's what's
Hope
up.
everybody is doing well and everything is going, as planned. We hope everyone's keeping themselves up to par. Lots going on now. We always talk about what's happening, and you see what's happening. Numbers creeping up again.
Yeah, yeah.
And with that, we have some states that are actually going 100% wide open with no mask. Is that
Yes, yes,
insanity
yes.
or what? That is crazy. How could you do something like that? What we say is politically, that's more than politically motivated,
Yes,
family.
indeed.
So, this is no time for anything like that to actually happen. For somebody to do that, I mean, it's just really blatantly obvious that the economy is being affected, and with that, they're going to open up everything.
Yeah.
Does that mean you need to open up, and states are going to probably start to pick that up? I hope not. I really not. I really don't think this is the place for children to be exposed to this. They don't have a handle on this thing. They're trying to play like they got a handle. They do not have a handle on this
Yes,
thing,
yes.
and it's more than evident. Even Fauci said himself. He said, "Don't relax, y'all. Don't relax. It's starting to creep up again. Baselines are not where they're supposed to be. So that means that you got to still continue to do what you have to do. Stay what? Immune building. That's your key thing, right? Immune
Yes.
building.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about a lot of that good stuff. But before we go there, I want to give a hand and shout out to my co-host over there. That's Bill 1L Morgan. Let's give Bill a
Look out, look
hand.
out, look out,
Hey, hey,
everybody.
hey, hey,
Hey,
hey.
I'm telling that's what's up, Dr. Paul.
All right. Big B in the house.
Me in the house.
And Big B, tell us what's going on. I know you got some numbers for us. You
Yes,
go
I do,
to our
Dr. Paul.
favorite website, Encove 2019.
That's right.
All
And
right.
Sorry
our
about that.
number,
I got on the phone.
who's that on the phone? Behave yourself. Get off that phone.
Go ahead.
All right, here we go, guys. As of 12 minutes ago, the numbers line up this way on our, as Dr. Hall said, on our favorite website, which is NCOV. That's NCOV 219.live. Quick facts today. Total confirmed cases, guys, excuse me, at 115,734,620. Okay, did you get that? Here we go one more time. 115,734,620. Total critical worldwide, 90,069. That's 90,069. Total deceased, 2,570,252. Total deceased again, 2,570,252. Now, total active cases worldwide, 24,467,775. 24,467,775. Total recovered. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 91 million. Oh, I love that, Dr. V. 91,427,515. Again, that's
Wow.
427,515, guys. So there we are. There we are.
Wow. That's amazing,
Oh,
y'all.
listen,
Did
by
y'all
the
hear
way,
that?
Dr. Cole, they've added another category now. Total vaccinated.
Mm.
155,516,407.
Wow.
Y'all.
155 million people
See, they
vaccinated.
need to be listening to the family tree.
Hey, I tell you, you got to make sure you know what's going on,
Yes,
family,
yes,
before you
yes.
go in anything. So I hope that everyone is doing well. And again, I want to just open up the floor to questions, concerns, anything that you want to ask. Just put your hand up. Go to your bottom area where it has reactions, and you can actually chime in if you have a question. We're going to go right into the questions today. I do have some things that I want to bring to attention off the top. I don't know if you all have heard, but there have been some reactions, and you probably heard in the last couple of days there's some reactions to some of the vaccinations. Did anyone hear about
Yes,
the
yes,
reactions that's
yes,
going on?
yes. Yeah.
Specifically, what's happening is they're actually saying that it's a normal response, but nothing's normal when you talk about the type of reaction that's happening. Some women are actually getting, once they get the vaccination, they're showing that they're having complications, and it looks like literally it looks like breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that means that the breasts are swelling, and then when they go in for a mammogram, and they're actually confusing it with cancer. Now they've come out and actually made a statement that said that this is not breast cancer. This is what they're saying. It's not breast cancer. It's just a reaction to the vaccine.
Oh, oh,
So I want to break that down. What is that actually happening? And remember, if we've talked about how, in order to create the body to make a response or to make the body respond to anything,
mm-hmm.
it attacked the immune system. You have to create something as a threat to the body. Would y'all agree? Would you
Mm-hmm.
agree? That's a threat. That's why the immune system is your first level of attack and resistance, right? So technically, if you're making the immune system move, then technically that's a poison. Got it? So when they're hitting people with the shot, remember what deals with the poison of the body is the sewer system of the body. And anybody know what that is? Anybody know what that is?
Lymphatic system.
The lymphatic system. Thank you, prophetess. The lymphatic system. So when they hit you in the arm, what's the closest node to the to
The lymph node.
The
Lymph
lymph
nodes.
which would be the one under the arm?
Arm.
arm, the
That's
lymph
right.
nodes, yeah.
Doesn't that make sense? So it's
Yep.
actually causing the poison. That's what's happening. So it's now swelling the breast. And remember, whenever you start to see the lymphatic system, remember the lymphatic system is the secondary circulatory system. We talk about cleaning that and keeping that moving. That's what your body's saying. Hey, if this is poison, I got to dump it into, get this out of here. So it's trying to get rid of it. So it puts it into the lymphatic system to recirculate it. But here's the problem: the lymphatic system, not like the first system, which is the heart, which pumps arteries and veins, does not have a pump. You got it? Right? You got a pump with the first one, right? This one does not have a pump. It just has muscles that overlap, just like my fingers right here, and it twitches and it moves, but it only moves when you move. So, people who have slow lymphatic systems are going to have a problem with this.
My legs hurt. It's the
You're
lymph
going to
nodes.
really, really have a problem with this. And why are you going to have a problem with this? You're going to have a problem with this because you can't move the stuff. The only way you move it is when you move. So that means you have to exercise. And when you exercise, you move this thing called the pseudomotor. And that pseudomotor is simply your sweat glands. How about that? So if we're inactive already, you're not moving around, you got a mask on, you're in the house all the time, you're not getting any sunshine. Wow. Perfect scenario for toxicity buildup. You got me? So keep your eye on that one. But yes, that is something that's going on right now. If you can Google, you can actually Google this one. B, you might want to pull that one up if you can grab that specific article that just
Okay.
posted. That posted, I believe it posted yesterday or the day before.
Did you put it on your?
I did not put that particular one on, but
Okay,
it
but
was
it's-
it was on major news. It was on news this morning, and it was also on yesterday. Did anyone else hear this? Anyone else hear this one?
No.
Oh my goodness, y'all ain't listening to the news.
All the
Trying
time.
trying to say all the bad news.
I heard it.
Did y'all hear this? Y'all better pay attention to this news.
Dr. Paul, I listened to the news. I didn't hear it.
Me too.
Yeah.
I have a question. So if you exercise and you're somebody that moves around and you exercise on a regular basis and you're eating right and you taking your vitamins and things of that nature, are you saying that you may not have this side effect?
Can't guarantee that because it depends on the state of your pseudomotor. You got some people that exercise every day and the pseudomotor's still not moving. They don't sweat. See, let me tell you an advantage. Let me help somebody with this because
I'm thinking about just myself.
right.
I finished working out and I'm drenched.
And in most cases, that like I said, even people that are sweating, you may be sweating, but you may not be moving the pseudomotor, which is actually the sweat glands that push the lymphatic system.
Right.
That's the thing. So that's where we do a test. That's where the RM3A comes in. But here's what I can help you with. If you do exercise, you should try to do exercise the very same time every day.
Okay.
Got it? If you can do that, that will help the body establish what's called that circadian rhythm, but it'll help you to get that pseudomotor moving. See, I've seen situations where people come in, they say, I exercise every day and I'm sweating every day, but their pseudomotor is not moving. And then I say, well, probe in, just go a little deeper. When do you exercise? Oh, I exercise at least one a day. It might be in the morning, it might be in the afternoon. That's your problem. You got it? Same time every day. Tends to help the body to now set a system and cycle for you. Got it? So if it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you should do that every day. You got it? You should try to do that because that helps your body to balance the time and the rhythm and the cycles. So it's almost like saying the body's saying, I got all this time today and I got to be able to balance this energy. So I got to say, are you going to work out in the morning? Are you going to work out in the afternoon? Or are you going to work out in the evening? You know, I got to determine how I'm going to use this. And then some people come in and say, the body's like, hey, I don't know when we working out today. I don't know. It might be later on tonight, maybe this afternoon, you know, whenever, might be tomorrow, you know. So it's
I'm a type of person that I do yoga in the morning, and then I do like because I do Zumba with Zoom. I do some Zoom workout with somebody, so that one is on Tuesdays and Wednesday. Monday and Wednesday around the same time, and then on Tuesdays and Thursday around the same time, I do regular something my own.
Right. So the only way to be sure is to get tested. That's the only way you can test. You got it? And that's the only way you can do it. But you know, you can say that if you're close to being on a regular regimen, that sounds like it's moving. Okay, that's what I can say. Usually people who have schedules that are closer to regular routine tend to not have this issue.
Okay.
But really what's happening, remember, if the pseudomotor backs up, then now we have this pseudomotor number that rises, and this is actually part of that. When it moves, then people come back and say, well, wait a minute, I'm starting to have all these issues with rashes bumping out, you know, bumps, blisters, boils, things like that. That's because the body has to dump it somewhere. So it dumps it into the blood. That's exactly what it does. And then that can become an autoimmune deficiency. So things like lupus, leukemia, fibromyalgia, sarcoidosis, you know, things like multiple myeloma, because basically it's a poison now. It's trying to get rid of it, but it can't get rid of it. And also people will get boils under the arm.
Yes.
Boils, you know, all over the body or the back or something. So those are signs of the body not being able to get rid of the toxicity. Also rashes. You know, so if you're having issues with rashes, and specifically in those areas that I just mentioned, which are the primary nodes, you have a pair of nodes here, which is called the cervical nodes. Okay, right under your neck. You have a pair under your arms. It's called auxiliary. And then the other ones are in the groin. And that's called inguinal. Got it? So if you feel any lumps or anything in those areas, that's backing up. That's your lymphatic system backing up. Got it?
Dr. Paul, this is Robin. Just one question on the sweat, because you mentioned sweat.
Okay, real quick, Robin, because I got to get these questions. I don't want to make somebody go ahead.
If you are in the sauna every day for 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and you're sweating, is that something good to do every day?
Well, saunas are good. Well, you remember saunas, the types of saunas can be, you got to watch the one with the cold saunas, you know, like the hot coals, because they can heat you up a little bit too hot. So you don't want to get too hot, because if you get too hot, that gets you too close to the boiling temperature of blood, which is about 108. Got it? But that's why people, when they get the saunas, they do things like the infrared saunas
Right. Okay,
or
good.
far infrared because they work from the inside out, and they will take you right to a certain level, and then they won't let you go too high. So you'll
Okay.
heat from the inside out, which is a whole different type of technology. So
Okay.
those other ones tend to be, you got to be careful. You got to be careful getting too hot. Some people can't stay in there long. They'll start getting like, I got to get out of here. It's
Okay.
hot. You got
Okay.
it?
Thank you.
All right, let's go to our list of folks that have chimed in. Big B, I got Helen on there. Helen?
Good evening, Dr. Paul and everyone. How are
Hello,
you?
Ellen.
All
Hello.
right, doing good, doing good. How you doing?
Great.
Where
So
are
I
you?
have a
Oh, yeah, there you
question.
go.
So my question is about healthy snacks. That's one of the questions. What do you suggest that we eat that has less salt or less sugar or no sugar?
You talking about goodies?
Yes, now you know how you want
Snacky
a snack
snacks.
and chips or
Snacky
something.
She
snacks.
wants some
Yeah.
snacks, some of
She
that
wants some
snack stuff.
snacky snacks. She's like, look,
Yes.
I need a
Mhm.
snack.
Say what?
Yes.
I
All
did.
right, now I got everybody undivided attention now.
She said,
I already ate it. I already ate it.
Everybody's like, oh, what? Okay, here we go. Here's the problem I have with snacks, and you got to be careful. And this is what I have to do for anytime you bring snacks into the house. Just watch this one that I tell you, people. It is really refined sugar, refined salts, and that canola oil.
uh-huh.
Those are the three right there. That canola oil is everywhere. And you know how we say that canola oil is not even real, but it's everywhere. You find it in everything. And it tends to cause clotting and issues with triglycerides. It's not for human consumption, even though they pass it as for human consumption, but it's not. It was designed from the rapeseed for greasing, mechanical parts in the war and also car parts. And then they downgraded it to, what they considered human consumption, but it's never been used for that, anything else other than, for military. So here we are now. That is in so much food. I challenge you right now, after this is over, I want you to go in your refrigerator and I want you to look at the ingredients on all your products, whether it's cakes, cookies, pies, whatever, and just start looking at all of the canola oil. Canola oil is everywhere.
It's everywhere now.
It's
Wow.
everywhere. They've got canola oil in condiments. It's got it in cake, crackers, cookies, everything. They put it in everything. And that's what I say. People say, well, I don't know where I'm getting it from, Doc, because, you'll look at some of the numbers when they come up and there's so much concentration going on their numbers. And I'm saying, wait a minute, you're getting a lot of concentration, so where are you getting this from? I'm not eating this, but you may not be getting directly, but you may be getting it indirectly. You got it? So you can be getting it indirectly from just over a while, you got your, bachelor on, got your little snacky snacks and, and you doing whatever you got to do. But that routine is what's the problem. You got it? So snacks, I would go to draw a line. This is what I would do. I would draw a line on a piece of paper, write down on the left side, the things that you love. Okay. All the things you love, whether it's potato chips, popcorn, corn chips, whatever, Doritos, whatever you like. On the right side, you want to look for the alternative for each one. Now, there are listings that are on the non-GMOproject.org website that goes into snacks. So you can actually download a food schedule and it gives you the ones that have been verifiable. Now, I'm going to tell you though, somehow they have not managed to put the canola oil off of that list. That's my only problem. That's the only one I have a problem with. They have canola oil in a lot of products. It's non-GMO, but it still has canola oil in it. That's the only one that I really say you got to be really very careful of. All right. So,
Eat anything.
huh?
Can't eat anything. Just inhale air, and that's poison.
I tell y'all, it's
Oh, that's true. It's a mess.
It's a mess right now because people are having. This is what's happening. That's going into your system is clotting up your arteries and veins. That's what it is. And the body says, I don't even know what this is. So that's where we're having the problem. So I would do that, Helen. Draw a list. All right.
Right.
Go in and get the variation. You can pretty much Google anything. The best corn chips, best
Yeah.
potato chips. I always tell people to get it as plain as possible. No
Right,
salt, no sugar if it's a product that has sugar, and then you add your own unrefined salts and unrefined sugars to it. You got it?
Right.
Sometimes, with things like just straight, some people pop their own corn, non-GMO popcorn, and they do have them. They have non-GMO popcorn, and they'll put things like kelp or spirulina on there. Or they'll take raw chips and just raw chips. And let me tell you, air fryers are excellent, y'all. Do y'all have any air fryers? Anybody have an air fryer? Yeah, air fryers are excellent. You can do your
I
own
just saw
chips.
one.
You can do your own chips, unrefined oil, just a little bit, air fry them, and they come out crispy, just like if you had them in the store. You got it? So there's a lot of alternatives with that, Helen. I would just, explore the options, but I would write it down. Write down what you have a problem with or you have a challenge with, and then move from there.
Right. So my other question is about household products, such as like washing dishes, like Clorox bleach. What is a substitute that you can use that's going to really clean dishes with? And also to carry a little further, other, like the bathroom products, because certain products can really be toxic to inhale when you clean.
Absolutely. There are several different cleaning products out, and even if you go to those same stores, you'll
Right.
find a whole aisle just full of laundry detergent, dishwashing liquid, all of those things. There, Seventh Heaven is one that's real good. There was one that was black owned that we had called Moringa. It was actually, I'm not sure if they're actually still in the stores, but they were in Whole Foods at one time. So, but there's a lot of different ones that you can get. And, a lot of people, because of the children, don't want their children with the laundry detergent is causing problems. You know what, by the way, OxyClean, the Oxy
Yes.
Clean that actually is in a lot of the laundry detergent.
Right.
I've been getting a lot of people having irritation from that. I don't. They're very specific saying I believe it's that. So I don't know. I haven't investigated that, but that's something that you might want to be careful of also. Just be mindful. Some of those detergents don't belong on the skin. And remember, when anything touches your skin, it's in your bloodstream in what? 28 seconds.
That's right.
Yeah,
Gotta be
28
very
seconds.
careful.
So you be careful. All right.
Right. And
Okay,
the
Helen?
last question is in regards to microwaves. Now, like some of the Dr. Sabi's group, they're saying that if you use microwaves, it can cause cancer. Is that true?
Yep. Absolutely. See, remember, you ever see that shield that looks like this? It looks like this. It's like it's like a mesh type thing in front of
Right.
the
In front of-
microwave.
in front, yes.
Right.
That's called the Faraday shield. Okay, and that's Faraday that basically is knocking the waves back in the food. You got it?
Right.
So that's what happens. Microwaves, yes, they can cause cancer. It is what it is. But at the same time, it heats things from the inside out.
Right.
And that's microwaves. Yes, it's a form of radiation. Absolutely. And that's why people have started to go to things like the air fryers or convectional ovens. They
Right.
have regular ovens that are air fryers now. Do y'all know that, right? Regular stoves are air fryers now. So you got a little bit of all of those things going on. Got it?
All right.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Okay. All right.
I got
And
one.
thank you.
Excuse me,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Paul.
I got
Yes.
one, Dr. Paul.
Excuse me, Dr. Paul.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Farouk so now. So I wanted to comment on the microwave. So, how do you avoid a microwave? See, like me, those that are vision impaired or whatever, and because I know my brother had an air fryer, and it's almost like a little difficult for people that can't see to use the air fryer. Is there any way that you could protect yourself from those types of affections of the radiation when it comes to the microwave naturally? Because a lot of people use microwaves and things like that. But
Yeah.
what do you do if you
Yeah.
can't
Well,
afford it? And it's the best cost effective option you have.
yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Some people, that's all they have, with based on, ways of cooking food. They don't have any other way than to do that. So that means you have to remove radiation. So the way we remove radiation would be sea vegetables.
Yes.
Okay. So that would be kelp, chlorella. That's CHLORELLA. And this is not to diagnose, treat, kill, prevent any disease, just food for the soul, family. All right. So what was that? Kelp, chlorella, spirulina. You can also do something that's called bladderwrack. Bladder.
Sea moss.
DDERWRACK. Right. Sea
Yep.
moss.
Sea moss. I know that for sure.
Sea moss is good.
Anything with iodine, right?
Well, it's not the necessarily. Yes, it naturally is going to have iodine, but the sea vegetables all have a what's called long chain triglyceride, which means it's actually it's like a drag net, pulls that stuff out of you. So that's why sea moss is so good, and it also raises this thing called glutathione. Glutathione, which is your highest antioxidant in your body. It's the king of the antioxidants. All right. And yep, glutathione. GLUTATHIONE.
Spell again, please.
What was that?
Spell again,
Just
please.
spell it again, Dr.
GLUT as in Tom, T as in Tom, THIONE, glutathione. Let me spell it again. GLUT as in Tom, THIONE, glutathione. That's the king of the antioxidants inside of you.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
So is there any herbs other than sea vegetables that produce that?
Any herbs? Ooh, who's that? Are there any herbs?
Yes.
Yes, that's what he's saying.
Sure. There's any of the hydrogen base will raise glutathione. Okay, glutathione you can also buy in the store as regular glutathione.
What? Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've been
Yes, you can.
I've been killing out weight. I've been knocking myself. I guess I use that word a little upside down. But
Right. So glutathione.
Sorry.
Yeah, glutathione would definitely help to pull that out of the system. That's a form of chelation. It's chelates to pull it out. That's what we use as a detox. But you remember, that's the number one antioxidant. Also pulls things like heavy metal out of the body. Okay, that's also what's used for detoxing yourself. If you feel like you had some kind of medication or something that you didn't like or something didn't agree with you, and you want to detox yourself.
The vaccine.
Yep, exactly. That is correct. That's what you would use. Got it?
Okay.
So glutathione, but also there's another one called alpha lipoic acid. Alpha
lipoic.
ALPHA.
Jesus.
Second word is lipoic, LIPOIC. Last one is acid, ACID. So alpha lipoic acid helps to raise the glutathione also. It's the first step. It's the next step to get to the turns and converts into glutathione. Got it?
Okay.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
All right. Okay, my brother.
I've got one question before you go to the
Big
next
B?
one. Yeah. What herb do you recommend for someone experiencing peripheral neuropathy in the legs as a result of receiving chemotherapy?
Yeah, tough one. Yeah, if you're doing chemo, that's perfect. We just mentioned it. Glutathione. Yep.
Right. Okay.
Glutathione. You got to pull the chemo out, because chemo is a poison. Everybody knows that chemo is a poison. And, here we are treating poison to try to get well again. It's not going to work. Got it? Only life begets life. It's
What
not
if
going
you
to
have
ever change that system. The system is never going to change. It's never going to identify it. It's not going to raise the immune system, because you've introduced poison to everybody. It may do some people like that, but some people it will knock them down. If their immune system is already low, they're trying to spike your immune system, but it's not. For some people, it's going to knock them down. That's why somebody say, doggone it, went and got the flu shot. Doggone it, got the flu.
Okay.
Dr. Paul, please spell glutathione.
And
GLU,
you.
T as in Tom, ATHIONE.
Thank you.
Glutathione. All right. Okay. They're good questions. Good questions, family. Good questions. We got Jennifer on the line. Jennifer? Is Jennifer there?
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Paul.
Hey, Jennifer.
Jennifer is my girlfriend. She got me on. My name's Katie.
Is that Katie?
Yeah, Katie.
Yes, Katie. How you doing?
Okay. Thanks for
You kind of
taking
fading. You kind of fading in and out.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I was diagnosed in September of 2020 with Barrett's esophagus, and I take meds daily to relieve the severe reflux that I get with it. Along with that, I was also diagnosed with osteopenia. And with the fact that I have spinal stenosis and all that, well, the meds I take for the Barrett's, they say causes a weakening of my bones. My rheumatologist wants to give me reclass, and I refused it last year, but I'm due for a DEXA scan again, and I don't really want to take that. Do you have any
Suggestions?
any suggestions that I could do for the Barrett's? And then
Yeah. See, you're on a lot of medication. Number
well,
one.
I'm on a medication in the morning for my stomach and one at night.
Right. So there's one thing that says, and I'm glad you mentioned this. This is a great example here, family. Everything you just mentioned makes the body acidic. Got it? Too much
Okay.
acid. Too much acid. Send your body into a state of acid, you can't recover. That means the body's now looking for alkaline. You're in a state of inflammation. You're tearing down on the cellular level 10 to 20 times faster. You're spinning the wrong way. You're spinning
Okay.
hard and fast to the left. That's that's your molecules. They're spinning that. Their cells are spinning the wrong way. That means they're separating, they're breaking down, they're tearing to pieces. And that's bad. We want to spin it to the right, slow. And that's alkaline. So the body's saying, I got to put this fire out. So if we're in a state of acid, I got to look for some alkaline. So where am I going to get it? I'm going to go after your bones. I'm going to go after the calcium in your hip, in your knees, in your joints, in your ligaments. There's the osteo. You got me?
Yes.
So it's a effect that goes back to acidosis. Same thing that's going on in the esophagus. Same thing. Acid reflux coming up, burning that esophagus up. Start to now cause issues with acid reflux. Too much acid forming foods. Got it? So you got to go back to alkaline water. Number one, get you a good spring water bottle at the source.
I drink that. I drink our water, that the one you told us to drink.
Right. So now that means that in your case, you got to be spot on when it comes to your pH. You know how to take your pH?
No.
Okay. pH is taken with these things called pH testing strips.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you right now, you're on a lot of medication. Your goal, if that is your goal, you need to transition off as best you can, but you got to start to put the alternative to what you're taking. You got to change that. Things like for acid reflux first would be the aloe vera gels. The things like, things that actually are going to alkalize, like the green drinks. There's so many things. You got baking soda. I mean, you got so many things that are more alkaline that you have to start doing, but it determines that it's the holistic effect. So you would have to come in for a holistic assessment, and I'll put you on point, okay? But you got to I would suggest you also go to my website, which is drpaulherbs.com, and go to my page where it says download the top 10 toxic foods. You got to avoid them like the plague.
Okay,
Got
I've
it?
been on a cleanse for 31 days. I've been eating raw. Um, you know, everything raw. I eat a salad and then I eat fruit. But that's all. I've done that for 31 days. I feel better, but my stomach still every so often gives me
Okay, so let's back up. Let's back up one more. See, we got to go right into the details, okay? When you say raw, what do you mean?
um mostly salads, nothing cooked. I've been doing green salads, green vegetables,
Okay.
cutting up vegetables in the salad,
Okay, stop right
fruit.
there. So
Hmm.
my point that I'm trying to bring you to, when you go to the store, where do you go to shop to get your greens?
I go to Wegmans and I try to buy organic as much as I can.
See, that's right there. That's it right there. See, you got
Right.
to be careful. Yeah, you got to be very careful. See, when you actually, there's a spray that they're putting on all this stuff that even
Yes.
when you're doing conventionals, it's not good because this spray is very, very acidic. We had to pull some people who were, juicing all the time, had to come off of it because they were picking up too much from the conventional. They didn't realize that there is a difference between organic and conventional. The ratio of nutrition is 4 to 6 to 1, number one.
No.
Number two, they spray it with chlorpyrifos, which is a spray. Same spray they used to put in Black Flag and Raid. Okay. Is now in there, yes. And they took it out of Black Flag and Raid, but it's still on your conventional fruits and vegetables right now. You got it?
Right.
So if
Yes.
you're assuming this stuff and you're saying, well, hey, I'm eating my greens, I'm having my salad, but I'm still acid, what's going on? Probably has a lot to do with that. Got it? So that's why I
Yes.
say it's in the details, family. It's very, very much into the details. There is no mandatory labeling laws in the United States, so we're going to have a problem with this stuff for a long time until someone starts to stand up and say, you know what, let's start looking at this food. But that's not going to happen, I believe, here in the United States for a long time. They're too much promoting the GMO as a way of getting things better, not realizing it's making everybody acidic. You're too acidic. Got it?
All right. All
So
right.
if
Thank
you start to do that green
Okay.
drink, that's why we step out the box and we do the green drinks.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me,
Thank you,
Dr.
Doc.
Paul, again.
Okay, wait a minute, Farouk. I got to grab somebody else, okay?
Yeah, because I
Um,
want to make one more statement. One more statement. My phone battery is dying, so that's why I was trying to
Okay, you want to tell everybody where they can get it?
yeah, if they got
Okay.
to, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Let me explain. Let me set you up, brother. All right.
There you go. Go
Brother
ahead.
Farouk is on the line and he's traveling. He's on the train and he wants me to tell you all about the Ganoderma, which is the mushroom coffee we talked about, I guess, about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
It is an
There you go.
alkaline coffee. And some people were asking him, to repeat the information again. So, Brother Farouk, give them the email address or the website that they can go to and they can actually order it or how they can contact you by telephone. I think your telephone number is right on the page.
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so won't you tell them the website and maybe Prophets would be nice enough to type it up for you.
Good. All right. So with the information is, I'm gonna take my time. It's Frank, and also before I even say, make sure that y'all all select make sure y'all select English.
Wow.
Yeah, English, because a lot of people who don't know that my page comes up as a world page. It's like a web page, so it's all over the world. So
Yeah.
whoever speak English, French, Spanish, click whatever you want, but my name will pop up either way in whatever language you choose.
Okay.
All right.
Hola. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So give it to
All
them
right,
before your phone run out, man. I thought your phone
it's
was
good,
running
buddy.
out.
It's
All right.
good.
Go ahead.
Yep, it's okay. It's Frank
Okay.
Washington 1001 dot my organo ORGANO.com.
Okay. Did you get that, Province? You had that from before, didn't you? Okay. Okay, got you. Okay, we got
I'm
you,
sorry,
Frank.
I
And
had
also,
trouble hearing.
and also we got your telephone.
So,
We're gonna put it right in the chat room. We're gonna put
Yeah,
it right in
I'm
the
do I
chat.
have somebody trouble hearing?
Dr. Hall. I'm getting it over here, and I'll put it in too, just to
Okay,
make
and
sure.
Bill's gonna also put the telephone number if you want to call him directly. Okay, Frank, you go ahead and take care, man. Be safe out there, all right?
All right.
Okay.
All right. Here we
All
go.
right, all right. Okay, if you got that, let me break that down a little bit better. The Ganoderma is for someone who has a little issue with coffee. It's an alternative to regular coffee. You know, we talk about coffee as a pro and a con. For some people, it's going to cause problems. We say you want a coffee that's low acidity. What is low acidity? That means closer to the equator. So closer to the equator would be where? Kenyan coffee, Ethiopian coffee, things like Cameroon, Brazilian, Peruvian. You know, those coffees that are at that level have more sunshine, so therefore lower, closer to the sun, hottest place on the planet, more nutrients. So when you start to now take that coffee, it works more on the alkaline stage. Got it? As opposed to if you get coffees that are higher on the equator, they're going to be getting less light. Indirect sunlight tend to be on the acidic side. Got it? So what does that mean? If you take that coffee, you can, they're better, low acidity. But if you take this Ganoderma is a coffee that's from the mushroom family, specifically the reishi, which reishi means red mushroom. So what it does is actually excellent as an alkaline coffee, very good for the brain, very good for concentration, cleans the liver. It's also for focus, anything focus issues, and memory. If you got some memory problems, you might want to get you some Ganoderma. Got it? Because that's also good for levels of Alzheimer's and dementia. You'll see a lot of that. Okay? So that's why Frank is offering that. So if you want to get that coffee or try it out, give him a call. All right? Or go to his website. And you can order it right from the website. And did someone put the website on there?
No, you know what? I was getting it up myself just now. What is it? It's
It's
refreshing.
already there.
It's there.
I put it there.
Okay. Very good. Yep. Very good.
Okay, got it. And I know we have some questions in the chat box, and I will get to that. Is that
And
Anya?
also, sorry, one more time. Also, anybody
I
that wants
thought
to
your
be a
phone was
distributor can
gone.
also be there.
What was that?
Anyone who wants to be a distributor can do that too and sell it.
Okay. All right. Okay, Frank.
And
We'll
it's,
see.
and it's,
Hey, Frank. Hey, Frank. I got one for you. Get off my phone.
Yes. You gotta get off the phone, man. Okay. Thank you, Frank. We'll appreciate it, man. I'm
That's
sure
my
everybody
boy.
will go to the site. All right. Just
We'll make sure to get to
Frank.
that, Frank. Give you all squared away, buddy. All
Let's
right?
support Frank in that. If
Yes,
you
sir.
are interested or curious, you might want to try it out. It may help you. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Who we got there? Bill, you got any questions on the side?
No, everything is you're pretty caught up, Dr. Paul.
Okay, gotcha.
With the hands up right now.
Okay, gotcha. And if you've already been, if I already talked to you, make sure you lower your hand. We got Galaxy S9 over there. Galaxy S9.
Good evening, doctor. How are you?
All right.
All right. Who is that? I can't see you laying back. You're chilling in there.
She's chilling in the cut, Dr. Paul.
Who is that?
Wendy.
That's
Hey, Wendy. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. My sister name is Cheryl. She turned me on to your web to the Zoom. I have a hyperactive thyroid, and the medication that my doctor has me taking is the Synthroid, furosemide, losartan / hydrochlorothiazide, and metformin because I'm borderline.
Wow.
And my sister sent me some pictures of some thyroid.
That's you, Cheryl? That's Cheryl. I see you, Cheryl.
some thyroid formulas, the Wild Selenium, Thyroid Care Plus.
Okay, I'm coming.
Support. So I'm trying to find out, can that be used to help to kind of like?
I would start from here, and this is for everybody. Okay, this is for everybody. If there's multiple situations going on, the first thing you got to start with is your food choices.
Yes.
You got to start with your food choices.
Guys, make sure you
Start with
mute,
your
you
food
mute
choices.
your mics, guys. Mute your
Yeah.
mics.
You got to start with your food choices. What you are eating and consuming is not agreeing with your anatomy and your system. That's why, when you're in a state of balance, it's in a state of ease. When you're out of balance, that's where the word dis-ease comes from. You're breaking the rules, right? You're putting something in the body that the body says, I have no idea what this is. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to stick it in the organ. I'm going to stick it in the flesh. I'm going to stick it in the blood. I'm going to put it somewhere else until I can get rid of this. It only works as a righteous temple. So if you are now dealing with something of whether it's diabetes, high blood pressure, that means you're getting too much of something that's not alive. It's dead. You got it? So that's where you got to start moving back forward to staying away from top 10 toxic foods. I say that's everybody needs to download that. Put that on your refrigerator.
That's right.
Say,
That's
I
right.
got to watch this stuff because this stuff is straight poison. And it's going to cause multiple system imbalances. High blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid. Remember, thyroid is weight, temperature, and pressure issues. Got it? That's your balancer. That's your voltage regulator. That's like the gear shift in your car. You hit first gear, second gear, third gear. You hit reverse. That's slowing down. That's the up and down going with the thyroid. You got it? That's why hyper too fast, hypo too slow. You got it? So when they take the DEXA scan, they'll tell you, oh, let's take a DEXA scan. All right, we want to see what's going on. Take a DEXA scan, but the DEXA scan says in the literature, right in the disclaimer, it says this test may confuse water and fat for bone. Wait a minute. That's not good. It's inconclusive. Got it? It's just a reason to now give you a medication that's going to throw you off, like a Thyroxine or Synthroid or something like that. It's going to be so people who tend to have hyperthyroidism, when they take now the DEXA scan and they actually been diagnosed with hyper, they give them a med. Then it now takes you from hyper to hypo.
Hypo,
It was
yeah.
fast, now it's slow. And then with somebody with slow hypo, give them the medication, then it throws them fast. Now it's too fast. Then all of a sudden you start to gain all this weight. You say, I don't know where it happened. All of a sudden this just came from nowhere. I'm all out of balance. Go in the cold room, I'm hot. Go in the hot room, I'm cold. Be freezing outside with the air conditioner on the fan on. He's like, what is going
don't know
on
what
in
I'm
here?
doing.
Let me tell you, my wife went through it too. I woke up one night in the middle of the night, the window was open. I said, what is going on in here? So it's very real, y'all. Very real. So what does that mean? Thyroid, weight, temperature, pressure issues. Back to food choices. You gotta get a hold of this food thing. When we have our taste buds, you got to get a hold of your taste buds, family. We got to get a hold of them. Because they make everything. They say, well, anything we going to make good, we just got to put sugar in it. That's it.
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
You put sugar in it, you got them. That's it. They know they can't sell it unless they put some sugar in it. Sugar in cigarettes. Sugars in cigarettes. Sugars in medication.
Yes, yes.
You got it? So it's connecting you, trying to get you, and then you get so connected to the chemical side of what sugar is. It's sharp. That sharp sugar taste. That's chemical. And then when somebody give you something natural, you be like, it don't have enough sugar in it. Y'all got it? Y'all smiling now. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all be taking sugar, and then they say, you know what? I think I'm gonna go with a little honey this time. So the honey, next thing you know, you done dumped the whole thing of honey into the tea.
Yeah.
I just can't get it sweet enough. No, you try to match that chemical. That's what you trying to match. It ain't never gonna be there. You gonna put the and you finish the tea and you look at the bottom and it's about that much
Yeah.
full of
Yeah.
just honey at the
Honey just
bottom.
sitting there chilling.
Just sitting there going like, I ain't going nowhere. Y'all got it?
Yes. Okay.
All right,
guys,
who is that?
mute,
Somebody's really like sound like Darth Vader just jumped in here. All right.
mute,
All right.
mute your phones, guys. When you
All right,
finish
mute your
asking a
phones,
question,
mute your phones.
and your
So y'all got
microphone.
me. Who was that? Where'd she go? Where'd she go?
I'm sorry. I hit a
Yeah,
button.
there she are. That's all right. So you got me. I would say first, family, if there's anything that I would say to people the most, you gotta get a hold of your cravings.
Yes.
Oh,
You know,
Lord.
cravings are what really do people in. You know, cravings, you got to get a hold of it. It takes another level of understanding because, you know, food is binding. You know, it binds men and country together. It binds people. It's a social tool. First thing you say, girl, let's go eat out. Come on, let's talk. Got it? Y'all laughing, ain't y'all? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on, girl, let's go eat. They got a new restaurant down there. Let's go.
Yes.
Y'all on the first thing smoking. Y'all down there. Y'all first thing smoking. Girl, you gotta try this.
Oh my God.
You got me? So it's binding. When you go and eat, it's a binding piece. And we bound to a lot of these things. But I'm gonna come to your defense. The defense that I'm gonna come to is that, you know, it's not you. It's the food has changed on you.
Yes.
You got it? See, grandma and them pies was different because that salt and sugar wasn't messed up like it is now.
I know that's right.
When they had the apple pies and you know and the cornbread and all the other stuff that y'all eat, and y'all say, "Woo, man, grandma put her foot in this joint right here." You know, that was a different type of sugar and salt versus what's now. This thing is straight chemical. And that's what's causing like a jagged edge with no minerals to break it down or tearing up your arteries and veins. You got it? So it's a different world right now. So that's why I'm saying, you know, we really got to start to examine the food choices. So like, you know, I talked about what sugar really does. So anybody having a struggle with sugar, and it's got to have sugar in it. It's got to have a little sugar in it. If it don't look like, y'all get that little face. Y'all got that little face. Y'all know what that
right?
face is.
Say,
Children get that face. If you give them too much sugar, they go, I don't like that. You got me? So you got to go back to food choices and remember what sugar represents. Anybody remember what sugar represents? Anybody remember that class I did on the sugar cravings?
Is it
Oh,
cancer?
you need love. You need love or you need to give love.
Yeah, who said that?
Jennifer.
Hey, go ahead, Jennifer. You right. It's your ability, your desire for sugar depends on your ability to give and receive love. That's because we've been nurtured with sugar. You know, it's a way of acceptance. It's a way of saying, you know, come here, give me some sugar. You know, what? Here, little boy, little girl, how about a lollipop? It's a reward system. So you
Yes,
got to
yes,
get away
yes.
from rewarding yourself with this stuff. Because ultimately, the reward system that goes with that is damaging. Stop doing your children like that. Give them something else. Don't reward them with sugar because you're setting them up for that generational curse to keep on going. You got it? Give them something else. Give them another reward system. Give them something else. Like, all right, well, let's do this. Let's do that. Do something else. Come up with something, family. Don't give them the sugar because the sugar is definitely going to make them deal like that's a reward for me. And then when they get older, when something go wrong, you know, boy, they got on my nerves at that job. Do you know what? I ain't want to work there anyway. So what do? You go up and you go into your room with that big old thing of Haagen-Dazs ice cream,
There you go.
lock the door, turn on your favorite Netflix and watch a million episodes of Rakuten and all that other stuff y'all watching, right?
Whole
And you
pint.
sit there and eat through that whole gallon of ice cream, knowing good well you ain't supposed to be doing it, right? Feeling like I need love now. I need to be, you know, nurtured. So You sort of got to check yourself. Just check yourself. Why am I doing this? What am I saying? What do I need? Do I need some love right now? Do I need to give love to somebody? Sometimes you need to give love, y'all. All right. Sometimes you need to stretch out. You know, nothing is better than giving a little love sometimes. You know, sometimes you can get boggled up and don't know what's wrong with you. That's because you
Man,
ain't
isn't that
sharing
the truth?
love. You got to
That's right.
share love with people. You got it? You know, don't always put a price on everything. Sometimes you just got to give. You know, you got to sort of look around and say, am I blessing somebody today? Let me see if I can bless somebody today. Right, Big B?
You know,
Let me be a
listen, you
blessing.
know what? Let me say this here. My wife and I had that happen to us just about 2 months ago. We were going through, of all places, we're getting some food at it was a Wendy's, and we went through there to get this food. But guess what? We didn't get a chance to even get up to pace. Somebody in front of us blessed us and paid
Wow.
for the food that we were getting for the folk that we were getting for that day.
Wow. Wow.
See? So when we got to the window, the guy just waved us through and said, it's already been paid for. That's giving love.
That's right. That's right.
Blessing
Do
somebody
you
else.
know what that does to your
That-
body
That's
inside?
paying it forward.
That's
That's
my
paying
point.
it
Listen,
forward.
guys, I was blown away. I'm saying, well, what? And the person at the window said, don't you worry about it. It's already paid for.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. But you know what? You got to think about Big B. Also, what does that do for you internally? What that does for you, that sets you up for not only a blessing, but it also helps you to fire off these things. Somebody's phone is like banging around. Where's
Yeah,
that?
somebody's microphone or something.
Somebody's
Guys,
microphone. Mute
make sure you
yourself. Mute
mute
yourself. Mute
yourselves, guys.
yourself. Mute yourself, guys. Yeah.
There we go. Thank
So,
you.
so what I was saying is that this actually not only sets you up for a blessing, but also it's going to do some firing off inside of you. Because you ever have when you did something for somebody, you just got that little tingling going on. It's like, ooh, you know, that felt good.
Yeah.
That's what you need all the time. Got it? That's actually helping you. That's firing off these things called endorphins.
Endorphins. There you go.
And now you're releasing the dopamine. Now you start to get that feeling of happiness and satisfaction. So that means, you know, that relieves cravings.
I heard that.
Wow.
Now that's
That's
what's up.
deep. That's deep. Yes, absolutely.
It's sugar and salt in the vaccine. So do you think
sure
that will
they
have
are.
more cravings?
I'm sure. Absolutely. You know it is. You know, I don't even go into what, you know, I used to try to, you follow a lot of people talking about the vaccines and what things are in it. You don't even need to go there no more. I want you to shave your conversation with trying to follow diabolical, literature and things that you see out on the internet. Because you can't use proper ways of discerning. None of us have proper ways of research other than
Indeed.
Google. People say all the time, "Oh, I researched this." I was like, "Where'd you go, Google?" okay, that's it. Whatever Google say, that's it. People are great. People are really just like, "Oh, I researched my stuff." I said, "Where'd you go? Into Google?" It's only a certain amount of information that's going to be available for you.
Yes,
You got it?
true. So true.
And those avenues are highly
They're disappearing.
monitored and and marketed. I'll say that.
Yes.
So
that's the word. Yes.
that's
the word.
highly marketed, so that and they'll put the pieces together and frame it just like TV. So it's going to give you the same view that you see on TV. Got it? Very few social medias that are going into now. You have different levels of media now that are uncensored. Now that is something that is on the rise right now. You have uncensored media. So, you might, everybody knows YouTube, everybody knows Facebook, everybody knows Instagram, you got all those other ones, right?
Dr. Paul,
But-
the next big one is TikTok. That's
it's already big.
That's
already
what I'm
huge.
talking about. You
Yeah.
see, and folk are getting a lot of their information on those 15-second blurbs.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
guess what, guys? That's what they call subliminal messages that stay with you, whether you know it or not. And you end up responding to that stuff and don't even know why you're doing it. because it's
Yeah. And
it's a
there's
steep
things called
pace.
algorithms. You know, the
What
algorithms
exactly?
are, I tell the story about the funniest algorithm story that I've ever heard. Anybody know what an algorithm is? Anybody know what algorithm is? It's when it's a AI intelligence of knowing, and when you keep saying a word or keep saying something, it's going to draw it to you. It's going to draw it to you. So whatever it is that you want, it's being monitored. So for example, like Google has an algorithm that if you sit there and you start talking about, you know what, Prophetess, I've been looking for some insurance. You know what? I've been looking for insurance. My car messing up. I need some insurance, and I'm on the phone with you, right? I mean, do you know anybody? Uh-oh, I got a message here. What's that?
Exactly from the insurance company.
Insurance, special discount off. You're like, oh man, I was just talking about this. You might
Listening,
think it's a sign from the Most
listening,
High, but it's not. It's an
listening
algorithm.
everywhere. Yes,
It's
yes.
It's actually an algorithm, and they know that this stuff is going on. It's a part of our society now, and maybe even you're searching, and it may pop up in the right hand side. Some of the things that you like the most going to pop up on the side. You got it. So, watch what you're searching. When you're doing searching, there is one website that I can tell you that's a private search. Do y'all know about private search engines, by the way? Y'all want to learn about
Ooh.
private search engines while we here?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
you might as well learn now. I mean, it's good. There's two websites that I say if you want to private search, and they are off limits. They're off limits, meaning that they're not servers that keep your information, so you can use it for doing your other research. All right, and one is called startpage.com. Startpage.
Start page.
SPRT.
I'm gonna get it right now. Hold on. Okay. All right. Here it is. And this is a website that deals with confidentiality. If you are someone who is trying to make sure they have they have a no tracking online policy, so it protects your personal data, and everybody needs that right now. You
What is
got
it?
me? It's called Start Page, StartPage. I'm gonna share it with you, right? I'm gonna share it with you right now. Y'all want me to share it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
got it right there. Do y'all see it?
Yes.
Got it? So this one right
Yes.
here is a website that you can subscribe to. It's making sure that your data is protected. Okay, so everything you search on here does not track online. It protects your personal data. Got it? And they also have third-party tracking or cookies like other engines, unprofiled search results, browse other sites, and complete privacy with anonymous views. Got it? So this is an excellent one you can use, and you can make this your primary web search. They do have good results also, just like Google. All right. So just like Google and any other of the search engines, they're just as good. Some say even better. So you might want to add that to it. Now, they also have the ability. Why did they create the start page? It goes into the history of it. As kids, we're all taught not to touch stuff, and that doesn't belong to us. It's good guidelines. So why are online companies harvesting our personal data without our consent? They shouldn't. That's why we're developing online tools that help
Behind
you
her
stay in
eyes, I seen
control
it. I mean,
of
I
your
haven't
personal
seen it, but I
information.
seen her
Come on,
game of it.
search. Come on, y'all. Somebody mute, mute, mute,
Mute,
mute,
guys.
mute,
Mute,
mute, mute,
mute,
mute,
mute.
mute, mute, mute. All right, search is done. Expect others' private versions of common digital services soon. Why? Because I believe that personal data should be your data, not big data. Period. Y'all got it?
Yes.
So this is a page that you can go to. Now they do have also, if you want a private email service, they also offer that too. So, for example, did you know all of your emails are monitored also?
Yes.
So that means when you send, emails to your family and, you think it's confidential, it's not. It actually is on somebody's server somewhere.
That's
So
right.
unless they actually say they don't track it, it's actually permanent forever. You hear that?
That's right. If you don't want it out there,
Permanent.
don't put it out there.
Don't put it out there because it's there forever. So watch what you say when you comment on somebody or you got something nasty to say. Don't be very careful. That's all I got to say to y'all, right? So start page is 1. Y'all got that? Okay. Y'all still there?
Yes,
Okay. All right. Just respond.
yes,
Okay.
still here.
Okay. Now, the other one is called DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo, exactly. Yes.
DuckDuckGo. Let's see if we can do it.
Yes.
DuckDuckGo.com. Let's see if we use this one. We'll find it. There it is, right there. That's it right here. See this? DuckDuckGo.
There you go.
Y'all got that? Y'all writing. I hope y'all writing this stuff down. I'm thinking my mic is off.
Write it down.
Yes,
my mic
thank
is
you
off.
so much.
Okay,
Yes.
this is the one that's, when they talk about people who are in intelligence, they use those 2 sites. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta mute. Come on. DuckDuckGo is the other one. Okay, that's the other one. A lot of people in intelligence use this website for doing your searches. Got it? So use this one also. DuckDuckGo is an excellent one. Privacy, simplified, and it has good results. We don't store your personal information ever. How about that? We don't follow around with ads.
That's a wonderful
You
thing.
see the ghost chasing people.
That's a wonderful thing, guys.
We don't track you in or out of private browsing mode. Got it? It's because even though it says private mode in Google and certain servers and things, they actually still do track you. Already a fan invited friends to Duckside. Already a fan, invite friends to Duckside. Okay, so it goes into a lot of other levels of protection. Okay, so I would say take advantage of those, and that's just a sidebar for y'all. Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you
All right.
so much.
Take it easy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ooh. Somebody's phone is really messing up there. Okay, let me see here. Where are we? We had the last person was we got Margaret. Is that Margaret there? Hey, Margaret.
Good evening, Dr. Paul. How are you?
I am doing well. How you doing?
I'm great. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. I just had two questions. One may take longer than the other. I'll ask the easy question first. Since it's not a good idea to cook with aluminum pots anymore, do you have any recommendations for what type of pots and pans we should be buying?
Sure. Cast iron, number 1. Yep, cast iron. Yep.
Okay.
You got to keep them clean though. You have to make sure they you have to make sure they don't oxidize. Right. They rust and oxidize.
Right.
So you got to make sure they don't oxidize, and just keep them clean. Got it. Sometimes when to make what we use to not make them oxidize, we take unrefined oil. So after you wash them, you put a little drop of oil in them, and you grease the pots in the front, in the inside, and also around the backside. That makes them not get the, how the cast iron gets the deposits on the bottom of it, and it gets thick. Yeah, that's what it does. So those carbon deposits on the bottom, that becomes a problem after a while. It gets real thick. You got to really scrape it off real heavy. So if you do that, you can take matter of fact, you can go right online, go to DuckDuckGo and punch in cast iron pot and maintenance. And it'll give you a breakdown of that. YouTube has a lot of good stuff on that also. Okay.
Great. Yeah, we call that seasoning the pot. I remember
there
that.
There you go. Season the pot. That's right.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
With that oil. And my second question is probably going to take a little more time, but in reference to one of your radio shows, you mentioned minerals that are good for our body, and you gave like about 15 or 16 different minerals. Can you kind of talk a little bit about some of the most important ones and kind of give details on how is the best way to use these minerals? Like I wrote them all down. Like you had burdock root, chickweed, parsley.
You mean herbs? You mean not minerals? Herbs. Those are herbs.
Herbs,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Herbs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned minerals, I think, at the beginning where you mentioned iron and
You're right. The chelation. I was telling about the chelated minerals.
right. I'm
Right,
sorry.
right. So the
That
chelated minerals, and you find things like, remember, when you have minerals, number one, you have approximately about 60 different minerals that are the body needs. Okay, those are minerals, and then overall, including the things like the amino acids and also the fatty acids and all of the vitamins and minerals together, all together, you got around 90 to 100 and something, about 92 to 100. So that's your body's ability to say, that's what I need for a day's function. Got it? That's usually your normal intake that we need as vertebrae on this planet. You need approximately about 92 a day. Now, where each individual is where the question is. Each person has a either plus or minus deficiency in those minerals. That's why we talk about the herbs. You got to know what the herbs are and what they're using it for. Find out where your deficiency is. If you want a well balanced of vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, that's why we do the green drinks. That's what the green drinks are all about, because you get both the land and the sea and the ocean. Got it? That's the key. So you got the best of the land, the earth stuff, things like alfalfa, spinach, things that dive deep in the earth. Pull that stuff out. Turmeric, anti-inflammatories, things like astragalus, things like burdock root. Then on the other side, you got the kelp chlorella, spirulina, ocean. Together, that's your multivitamin. Got it? So that balances usually your total makeup for the entire day. That is your multivitamin. That's the concept of why they put it in a pill. They were saying, how can we get this in somebody? But when they make them hard like that, you can't break that down. Like a Centrum, you can't break that down. Your pH has got to be perfect to break that down. That's why most people pass it in their stool. If you look in it, you're going to find it.
Yeah.
Got it? So what you got to do is get something that's bioavailable in its easiest source, which means something that's like powder, liquid, gel, chewables, teas. Those are all the ones you usually get. Got it?
Got it. Thank you.
So that's why I would say start with, if you're not familiar with it, I would say start with green drinks. That's the highest form of hydrogen that you're going to find on the planet. The building blocks for every cell start with hydrogen. That's the center ion. That's the center engine for every cell. It's hydrogen. That's why hydrogen is the greatest source of energy in the universe. Wherever you see hydrogen, that's energy. That's why when we try to find out how much energy is inside of you, we're looking for the potential for hydrogen, your potential gain or loss. That's what's called pH balance. Got it? We're trying to keep you pH balanced. So that's where you know where you're in and you're out. Okay? Hopefully that answered that, Margaret.
Yes, you did. Thank you very much, Dr. Paul.
All right.
All right. Big B, you got anybody on the other side? I saw a question in the chat box. It was a long question.
That was a long one. I have a lot of homework to do. I can't stay too long, but raise my hand sometime. Hopefully, my mom, who's here, can take notes on your response. I was wondering if you have any tips for recovering swollen vocal cords. Last week, I thought there was growth where my tongue meets my larynx, and my vocal cord said it may be, my vocal coach said it may be a polyp. The growth went down, but there still feels like there's a heaviness on my vocal cords. Is there anything I can take to speed up the process, or home remedies? Thank you.
Okay, yes. What I highly recommend, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul, family. That would be stinging nettle. Stinging nettle. Nettle. That in combination with alfalfa. You know, you could take that as a hot tea. You can get both the alfalfa leaf and the nettle, stinging nettle, and you steep it 3 to 5 minutes in some hot
Teas are
water.
good for you then.
What was that? Yes. Yes. So it would be,
Somebody's mic is still open. Please mute your mic.
That's for the vocals.
yes, for the vocal cords. Yep. That's for the larynx specifically. Nettle is very good for also colds and flus and lungs and any issues with breathing. That's why it's always used. We call it the singer's herb. The singer's herb. Or those that speak a lot, and whether singing or professional speakers, people use their voice a lot. Usually what's happening is Big B, you said
Yes.
this was a singer, right? This was a
Yes.
singer?
That was a question for someone who does sing. So I got
Okay.
it.
All right. So I would also challenge the person that's singing to make sure you're not singing in your throat. You got it? You got to sing on your voice box. Y'all remember that when we talked about the voice box? Everybody do that. So you take your finger, and you feel your Adam's apple. You feel the Adam's apple there, ladies. You gotta
Right
press a
here.
little harder there. The top part of your Adam's apple, right there. I want you to go You feel it vibrating? Feel it
Yeah.
vibrating?
Yeah.
That's your voice box right there. That's where you should be at all time. But if you're singing and it goes off the voice box and goes into the throat, you are going to go hoarse every time. But you will never lose your voice. You will never lose the voice or strain the vocal cords to create a polyp if you stay on your voice box. That's how you'll never lose your voice. It was by a guy named Emmanuel Garcia. You ever heard of Emmanuel Garcia?
I have not.
He was a Spaniard, and he had a famous opera company back in the day, back when the cathedrals were real big. Y'all remember those big cathedrals? You can go right to Italy right now, and it's real big. And they got them. See, they didn't have microphones, so they had to build big opera houses so that the voice could echo around. So, so he came up with a method of actually sticking a scope down his throat. He was one of the first one. Yes, he did, Big B. He was the first one to stick a scope down his throat to see what his larynx was doing, and it looks like this, right? And he actually saw that there was polyps on the inside and how they were strained. And that same scope therapy is used now in medicine today because of Emmanuel Garcia. Look him up. He has some of the best singers in the world. Matter of fact, some of the singers were called the Fabulous Garcias. You know they were bad, right? I can see them coming out with their stuff on because they could sing and never get tired. Their voices never got tired.
Wow.
And therefore, when it's on the voice box, you hear every word they're saying. I had a teacher that taught me this back when I was singing, when I started to take voice lessons. She was an African-American opera singer. She was bad. This sister was bad. She was like, and she's sitting there, and I used to go to her and sit there for hours and hours. And I was like, I'm not getting this. I'm not getting this. And I went, and then one day it just snapped. I said, wow, I got it. She says, you ain't got it. I said, I got it. I'm serious. She said, well, if you know it, then you'll do it on call. So what you do, you start to say, and every word that's coming out of my mouth, you can understand every word. It's like it's on a plate. It's right in your face. You got it?
Most there
That's
you go.
that's when you know you're
you
on
go.
your voice box. And guess what? All of the entire record industry, from Warner Brothers, Columbia Records, A&M, all the major records used to send all their artists to her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to make them last. And guess who? One of them, I think one of them was Britney Spears. She came all the way to Philadelphia. Yep, she was right here.
Okay.
Yep. But she passed on now, but she passed on that information to me. So to you, stay on your voice box. How do you get it there? If you ever feel you're straining, take your finger, take it right here, put it right above, and you just go, ah, 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 ah. Can y'all do that?
Okay.
Right.
Without falling over. Yes.
Ah, 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 like that.
There you go, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's
that.
right there. You'll never lose your voice. How about that?
So,
It's like weight. They call it weightlifting for the voice.
Oh, that's cool. That's great information. That's
Yeah,
great information to have.
All right.
Hi, is it possible that I can ask a quick question?
Sure. Go ahead. Kawana, this is your first time?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, we like
Glad
new
to have you.
folks. We
Glad
like
to have
new
you.
folks. Yeah, welcome. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I was actually thinking of doing like a water fast, and I wanted to know, is that like a cool thing to do, or like versus like juicing vegetables or water fasting, and what kind of water like would I use and stuff like that?
Okay. I think somebody else can answer that question for you. How about that? The water is always a good water. You got to get a good water. Remember, stay away from certain waters. Water is based on the anatomy. That you need water that works with your anatomy. That's what I try to tell folks. You got to stay away from all these waters that are opposite, that cause harm to your anatomy. Remember, when they determined you would drink water in a bottle, everybody got in the game, right?
Yes,
You got all these waters, fancy bottles, everything. But you can't go by the advertisement. You got to see what's in the water or where it comes from. So, water's H2O, hydrogen. Whenever there's hydrogen, there's energy, right? Remember I said that pH, right? We try to make sure that pH is right. You got to balance your pH at all time. But if you have water that manipulates that hydrogen, you got a problem.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes.
So that's why we say, remember, stay away from any water that's purified, filtered, reverse osmosis, and distilled. Those
What? Distilled?
Oh, absolutely.
She says, what?
What?
You know, you hear so many things.
Be like
People say-
grandma used to say, shut your mouth.
Yeah. So also is it healthy to just do like water fasting for like over a week?
Well,
Or-
water fasting is
or like
always
food?
right. Water is always good if you have the best quality water. You can always just drink water and just flush the system. You know, water will always flush the system. You got to, number one, get water that we say is spring water, bottled at the source. That's the key. Got it? That's why we mentioned the Crystal Geyser. You got Eternal. You got Fiji. You got a lot of them out there. Spring water. No, not that one. Not that one.
What about Essentia?
Nah, that's reverse osmosis.
Oh, okay. So
It's
all those
ionized.
waters-
It's ionized water. It's ionized water. Don't get me wrong. It's ionized water. But remember, when you open that bottle, it's going to start losing its charge. You got it? You can use ionized, but don't buy the water. You got to have a machine. If you have a machine at your house, like a Kangen machine, is something that's something different. But when you're using stuff like that, read that bottle. Read the core. Read, what does it say on the core?
Perfectly balanced pH, purified water. Oh, purified water.
Yeah.
Just as I
You
say,
just
always
said something about purified.
just
Oh, wow.
read the bottle.
Got it.
guys.
See, ultimately, you got to ask the question. If you got to purify, filter, reverse, or distill any water, what was it before you had it?
Yes.
Bad water.
Mhm.
People never think about that. It was bad water. They created that from bad water, or they
Fiji.
altered it. Crystal Geyser is better than Fiji, believe it or not.
Okay.
It's actually 8.5 on the pH. Naturally cleansed and filtered from the earth, which means it still has the minerals. So if you take that dollar store water and you basically that dollar store water, open that bottle, it will sit and it will never lose its charge. Now that core you got will lose its charge. That essential will lose its charge. The other stuff like all of this. Well, first of all, distilled water makes no sense because that's for irons and that's for making sure stuff don't rust. You got it? And biological experiments. So that makes no sense at all. So never put that in your body. Matter of fact, if you drink those waters, anything of purified, filter, reverse, or distilled, you're gonna rot every tooth out of your mouth.
Amen.
You got me, family? You're gonna rot every tooth out of your mouth. I have people I sat down with and said, you know what? Nobody ever told me until all my teeth fell out that it was the water all along.
Oh my
Got it?
God.
Wow.
You pour that on a plant, you will kill it. You absolutely gonna kill your plants.
Wow.
Pour
How about
plants and
Deer
say,
Park?
yeah, Deer Park, that's bad water.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Just because they're popular, guys, does not make it.
Yeah,
make it,
Deer Park is
good.
bad only because remember it's spring water, but it's not bottled at the source. You got it? See, when it's bottled at the source, they're found in geysers or aquifers, deep in the earth, so deep untouched by air. So when you tap it, you tap it at the source.
Yes.
Got it? So when you grab that water, you're pulling it from places. When you open it up for the first time, it's the first time it touches air. You got it? So that's water. That's why we call it God's water. And that's what's going to be good for you. That water is going to stay and keep the charge. You got it? Keeps your alkalinity and balance. See, if you go into a state of acid by drinking that distilled water, it's going to now send your body into a crisis. It's clean. Don't get me wrong. Purified water is purified. Distilled water is clean. Got it? Filtered water is filtered, right? But remember, it's not good for your anatomy because when you now drink that water, it's going to send you into a state of acidosis. Now your body looks at that as a crisis. So your body's always trying to balance you. So now it's saying, well, wait a minute, I got too much acid. I need alkaline. So I'm going to grab it from the only place I can get it, which is the calcium out of your bones. And that's why it means to start leaching off the knees, the hip. The hip, that's what people always get the first problem is right at the hip. Right at the hip. Ooh, my hip is killing me. Woo, man. Yep, hip. So you got to make sure you're not drinking acidic
Crystal
water.
Geyser and Fiji is okay.
Fiji is good. Fiji's about a 7.9. Crystal Geyser is an 8.5. Okay. Eternal is about a 7.9.
Oh my God.
Eternal is good. Icelandic Glacier, that's another one.
That's the one in the green bottle, I think.
No, it's a black and red bottle also. It's a black bottle. You'll see it says Icelandic on the side. And what's another one? Evian from the French Alps.
Oh, Evian is good. Okay.
Yep, Evian's from the French Alps. See, these are waters that are coming from pure finds. They're called pure finds. They're all over the planet, and they're aquifers or geysers. That's what they are, aquifers or geysers. So that's why they're always going to be good for you because it matches your anatomy. It doesn't send you to acidic. It doesn't make your body acidic. So that means when you have more energy in your water, that means when you eat food, you're going to digest the food better. So, for example, I give one person the Robin. I'm gonna give you the Crystal Geyser. Kawana, you use that core. I'm gonna give you both an apple. Got it? Now, who you think is gonna get the most out of that apple? Got it? The one that's going to get the highest. You said the person without the core.
I can't believe Deer Park is bad for you.
Yeah, it's going to be the person with the highest energy in the water. You got it? That's what's going to break down the food better. So if you're doing a fast and you're fasting, it's better to have a high energy water to flush out the toxicity in the system. You got it? Makes a big difference. It's night and day. When you get a hold of this pH thing, that's when you're going to change your whole game. I don't care where you're going, what you're
That's
dealing
right.
with.
That's right.
You're going to change your whole game. When you maximize your pH and start paying attention to the acid versus alkaline food, you can go to my website and download the acid alkaline food chart, which is a perfect way of just put that right on your refrigerator.
There you go.
And just, and look at the foods. It's going to blow your mind. Like some of the stuff that people don't even know, like some of the nuts and things like that, you got to watch them. Did you know that Brazil nuts, walnuts,
Oh,
I'm stepping on somebody Brazil nuts, what happened? Yes,
What
those
about
are falling on this.
pistachios?
Pistachios are not too bad. They are a little acidic, but not too bad. They're pretty good.
what you say about the Brazilian nut?
Brazilian nuts fall on the acidic side. Walnuts, hazelnuts, things like that. Cashews, almonds, all on the alkaline side. Yep.
Thank God, something.
Yep. All right. Let me take
All
a
right.
couple more questions. Let me take a couple more questions and we're
Okay.
going to go, okay? All right. I got. Who is that? Who is that?
Leah.
That's Leah.
Hey, Leah.
Yes.
Hey, Leah. What's
You
up?
you had said before on one of the shows about the I'm just going back a little bit about opting out for the vaccine. I've been looking for that paper that I wrote that I can't find it. Can you give me that information again?
Okay. You mean the actual website to go to?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That was called Vaccination Liberation.
Vaccination
Liberation. Yeah. Duck, duck, go it. I'm gonna start
What you
saying
say?
that, Big B. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start
Go
saying,
on
duck, duck,
that.
go that.
Duck, duck, go there.
Okay, duck, duck, go. Got
Duck,
it.
duck, go that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna start saying that
Right
now.
here.
You
All
wanna
right, you
search?
got it. You got it.
Duck, duck, go that, Bill. All right. Let's see. We got Laverne over here. Is that Laverne? Where's Laverne? Laverne, I believe it's Lattimore. I think she might.
Laverne, you still there?
There she is. There she is.
Okay.
Laverne, you're on mute.
My friend here, Sister Dolly Gates, you see her hand up? She asked me a question and I told her to ask you. So Dolly Gates is the one I wanted to refer to you. Thank you.
Okay, Dolly. I see Dolly. Yeah, Dolly, you there?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Where's Dolly?
There she
Where'd
is.
she go?
Right here, yes,
I just
Dolly.
Oh, you over there. I see you. I thought you.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm Cynthia, but my mother, she want to ask about inflammation in the body. How to get rid of inflammation?
Inflammation.
Inflammation. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. pH. That's it. You gotta get out of acid, y'all. That's it. I know y'all tired of me saying this over and over again. It is simply too much acid forming foods. That's it. You got to get out of that acid. You got to stop the refined sugar. I'm going to tell you that 99.99 times the time it's too much refined white products. It's the white sugar and the white flour, white bread, white rice, right? Everything white.
Would
got it?
canceling? I'm sorry.
No.
What was that?
I want to know what caused, like, as I move from one side of the bed to the other, what caused like lumps in my body?
Okay, when you said lumps in your body?
Yes.
Yes.
Lumps in the body.
All right, like where are the lumps now?
On the right side, everything is on the right side, in my upper back and my lower back and my side.
Interesting. Didn't we just talk about to open up the show today? We talked about the program. We talked about what? The lymphatic system.
Yes.
So that sounds like a lymphatic blockage on the left side. What about under your arm?
Yes, it's down. It's not down.
Right. Anywhere around, do you feel any lumps under the arm on that left side?
Right side.
Right side. Everything
You said
on the
right.
side.
You said right side. Okay, so the right
Everything's
side.
on the right side. Yes.
Right. So any lumps on under the arm on the right side?
Yes.
Yes. And also, you might see some going up on the back or around the neck area. That's the cervical.
Not round the neck.
Okay, so
It's the upper back and lower
upper
back
back. Right.
on
That's
your right.
all. That's on the right side. So that's all lymphatic. So that's lymphatic system. That means you got to get it moving. You got to do a little exercise. How's your
All
exercise
right.
going?
All right now.
All right.
Well, I, I hurt so bad. I hurt so bad. I'm not able to do much exercise because
Yeah,
of the
and
hurt.
see now, family, this is a perfect thing what we talked about. You remember the pseudomotor has to move. Got it? It's got to
Yes.
move. Remember, if you don't move, that's why when they say you don't move it, you lose it because you're not moving
I know that's
the
right.
sweat
Yes,
glands.
yes,
The
yes, yes,
sweat
yes.
glands is what pushes the poison out of the body. You remember the lymphatic system also, it moves very slow. It doesn't have a pump by design. Because remember, that's where when the cells die, the body says, well, you've done your service. You're a good old cell, but it's time to go. So we got to put it somewhere. So it says it's like putting it in the trash can. You got it? So you may be sitting in your house right now. You got a trash can in there, right? You throwing
Right.
trash in the trash can, but guess what? It's not out the building yet. You got it? That's the lymphatic system. So you got to move the system by your trash can on the inside is overflowing. That's where these lumps are. You got it? So you got to move the lymphatic system. Number one is you got to get that water right. How's your water?
Good. I drink a lot of water.
What kind of water?
Um,
Let me see your water. You got your water there?
yeah, the crystal.
Crystal geyser?
I think so. My daughter's getting it.
Okay. Let me see what you got. You still look like crystal geyser. Yep.
Yeah,
So
she
that's
got the
your
big one,
water
Dr.
right
P.
there.
That's the big one.
That's
I
the
drink plenty of
that's
water.
okay, but what's plenty of water now? Let's talk about what's plenty of water.
About a gallon or so a day.
Okay, so that's a good. Well, remember, you got to do based on where your numbers are. So it's half your body weight in ounces. Got it? So you take your weight, split it in half. Okay, and then that's how many ounces that you would do a day.
Oh, all right.
Got it? And then, based on the vessel that you have, I'll just give you all example. Like, say, for instance, let's say someone weighed 150, right? You divide that by 2, and that's what? 75 ounces, right? Then you take the 75 ounces. That's the daily recommendation for that person that weighs 150 pounds. So you divide that by the size of the vessel, which would be like a 16.9, which would be one bottle. So that's 16.9. So that person would need 4.4 to be exact. That would be there. I don't know if y'all can see that. Nope. You can't see it.
No, you can't see it. It drops in
I'm
and out.
sorry. 4.4 would be your number. That would be 4.5, almost 4.5 bottles a day of that water. But that's the first step. Second step, you got to stay away from the certain types of foods: refined sugar, refined salt, refined oils. Got it? Top 10 toxic foods. I would definitely recommend downloading that from my website. Okay.
I don't eat much food, and I don't eat that white food.
Right.
Sugar.
Okay.
I eat the white sugar.
Okay, so that's okay. So if you don't eat certain foods, then the other option that could cause problems is the fact that you're not getting enough of the right foods. You got it? See, that's the other thing. See, you can be not eating, but then you become now malnutrition. Got it? So you can be eating the wrong foods, causing the problems, but you can also be eating not enough of the good foods to get the nutrition. You're burning up energy, but you're not building up energy.
There you go.
Got it?
What is the good food? I
You would need, I would definitely recommend a good green drink. Yep. Everybody, if you start with a good green drink, that brings you back. The key is 3 times a day. I'm going to tell you, if you do it 3 times a day, you're going to see incredible things happen to yourself. Blood pressure. It's a green drink that I have. You go to it's a green drink called Dr. Paul. Here it is right here. I don't know if y'all can see this. Where am I? Where am I? That
Turn
one right
around.
there.
Turn around.
Yeah,
there.
I
Right
see it.
there. There you
What
go.
is
Got
it,
it?
about
Yep.
8 ounces?
No, I would say 12 ounces of juice
Oh,
or
that's
water.
12 ounces.
3 scoops and 12 ounces. Best of the land, best of the ocean. Then that is a meal replacement for you. That'll get the lymphatic system moving. But there's also where are you? Where do you live? Are you in Philadelphia?
Oh, in New Jersey.
Yeah, you need to come in for an assessment because when you have lymphatic blockage, I'll have to put you on a understanding of how to make sure when you get started, don't block it up again with other stuff. So you got to
Oh,
put you on point with that. So that
all right.
requires an assessment. So I would recommend coming on in, okay?
All right. Thank
Because
you.
there's certain herbs that will move lymph. Lymph moves, but it gets stagnated. Sometimes women will get breast lumps, and a lot of that breast lumps comes from infections and things like bacteria, virus, fungus, parasites, even cancer moving out of the system. That's how the body gets rid of it. That's why I mentioned when we first started off, when people are having the shot, now it's infecting the lymph nodes under the arm. That's why women are now being diagnosed with having breast cancer after they had the vaccine. They're telling it that that's a side effect from the vaccine. No, that's because you hitting them right where the lymph node is, which is right there, and it's a poison. You got it?
Now, doctor, one thing that I had was
Gotta see, I
shingles.
gotta check that out because that's what they said when I did my mammogram yesterday.
Oh,
They said that yesterday. Did you have a shot vaccine? Did you have a vaccine, Wanda? I heard you, Wanda.
Yes, I had my 2 shots.
Was it on that same side that you were having the problem that they found?
I didn't have a problem with my breast. I had a mammogram and they was telling me because I had the second shot that they didn't want me to take the mammogram because they were scared after like 4 weeks or so after the second shot, the lymph nodes may swell up underneath my breast.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And that was exactly what happened. That was released this week, y'all. Okay. So why is it swelling? It's swelling because there's a toxicity. It's a poison. Only way that lymph node is going to swell if it recognizes there's a poison. That's it. You know, this is where we go back to, I got to go straight to the Bible on y'all on this one. You know, life begets life. You got to give the body only what it can recognize as righteousness. If it's not righteous and you giving it something that's not righteous, it says, I don't know what this is. This is not the truth. I only operate in a spirit of truth. So I can't accept a lie. So you keep giving me a lie and you're going to destroy me. You're going to destroy yourself. Got me? So you only can give the body what it can recognize, which is that I've been programmed for only life. That's it. And the more we play with that, that's where we get sickness and disease from. Got it? So I would go back to, you know, looking at the toxic foods, look in your cabinets, start looking at stuff, y'all. Look at the ingredients. Don't just grab it because it's got a nice box or a nice bottle or...
You're getting a whole lot of folk with the nice looking boxes now.
It is what it is. We in the number one marketing Hollywood in the world.
In the world. Yes, indeed. Indeed.
And they just keep it. They know that programmable thinking comes with repetition. So if I keep hitting you with the same commercial over and over, after a while, you're going to be in there singing the jingle. You're going to be in there, you know.
End up with a cash register with all the stuff in your basket and won't know why.
You don't know why. That's right. That's right. Okay, family, we're almost out of time here, Big B.
Buddy. Yeah, I'm afraid so, man. Time is
all right,
up
we are out of time. I hope y'all got something out of this. Did y'all get anything out of this tonight, y'all?
Yes.
As always. As always.
Yeah.
All right. That's what it's all about.
All right. Y'all gonna duck, go it. Y'all gonna duck, go it.
Yes, thank you.
Start page. All the good stuff.
Hey, Dr. Paul.
All right. I want y'all to duck, go it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, not yet. Wait a minute. Big B is he's gonna close us out.
Yeah, guys. I just want to also just remind you that, of course, you know, it continues to
No,
spread this information to everybody that you run yourself into. And of course, we ask you to continue to support us as you have been by sending in whatever you can to Dr. Paul's Cash App, which will be in the chat. It's in the chat box, which is the $ capital DR capital PAUL HOP. Okay, and I'm also putting there for more information regarding all the chat information. I'm putting my email address in there, which is mechavideo@gmail.com. And listen, this is what makes it happen. We are a family here. We do what we do only to make sure that you get what you need in order to survive this whole thing. Because guess what, y'all? It ain't getting no better. If we don't help each other, it's not gonna happen. That's just what it is. So
that's right.
Do your best, and
all right,
continue to help us out. We'll be right
I'm
here again.
sorry. How do I get the link to this every Wednesday? Because my cousin actually invited me to this, but I'm not sure how to.
Sure. If you are listening for the very first time, what you want to do is go to my website, which is www.drpaul, Go to the website, punch in your name and your email address where it says subscribe, and then you'll get on the subscription list. And every week you'll get an email, personal invitation with all the information. Got it?
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Also,
invite
family,
as many people as you can, Kwan, because that's what's gonna make it happen.
Everybody on here. I want
my cousin tonight and my mom. So
I want everybody. I want everybody.
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 Dr. Paul.
Just tell everybody. They come on around the tree. Grab around the tree.
I remember you.
And I want to say last thing, be not discouraged about what you hear.
Yes.
Don't let this stuff, tear your body down by just being scared or in a state of fear, because fear is not good. We cannot operate in a spirit of fear.
There you go. Exactly.
Got it? You cannot operate that. So I would say, make sure that you're on point. Just do what you can do and stay as on point. Listen. Ask questions. Got
there
it?
You go.
Dr. Paul, I'm on for the first time. I have a quick question. How does one get a consultation with you?
Sure. I'm about to give that information right now. Okay. So if you are listening for the very first time and you want to find out how to get a hold of me, you can go to my website, www.drpaulherbs.com. You can call me directly for a one-on-one assessment, which is called the RM3A, or we have this thing special going the works. You can get a urine analysis with the RM3A, which is 8 risk factors. We put your feet on these pads called the galvanic skin response pads, an oxygen on your finger, and a blood pressure monitor on you. In about 15 minutes, scans the whole body from the rooty to the tooty. So we can show you everything that's going on from your nervous system, autonomic system, endothelia, which is the clotting, any plaque on the walls. And then it also throws me a 3-dimensional image of you. That means your spine, your organs, everything. From that, along with the urine analysis, we can tell everything that we can recommend for you based on those numbers. So that's 1-877-377-2854. That's again 1-877-377-2854. Got it? Or you can call me directly, 215-779-7355. Again, 215-779-7355. Also, we are online. We are going to be on WURD every week. We're on Saturday morning. I have the Dr. Paul Holistic Health Hour, which is going to be 9 a.m. on 900 a.m., 96.1 FM. You can tune in if you're in the Philadelphia area. If not, you can go online or you can download the app. Okay. And also on Sunday, we have the Green Hour, where Big B over there is my co-host, and we talk about the environment, we talk about GMO, we talk about everything just like we're doing right now.
That's right.
And that's at 3 p.m. All right, family? So I want to thank everyone for chiming in. Y'all gonna duck go it tonight. I know it. I know it. Y'all gonna duck
all the way.
Phil, they're gonna be duck going all night long.
Yes, we are.
Y'all feel safe now, don't you? You feel safe.
See, See,
because
now we can go to sleep tonight, Dr. Paul.
now you can go to sleep tonight because you're gonna be duck going all night.
Yeah, I know that's right. Hey, everybody, it's been real. It's gonna get better, and I'll be getting the stuff. I'll be getting the stuff listed as soon as Dr. Paul gets me the file. So if he don't get me the file quick, you know what happened, because I'll be handling my business.
That's right. That's right. You know, it's my fault. All right, family. Thank you so much. It has truly been a pleasure. I want to reach out to everybody to say, hey, have a great evening, and we shall see you next week on the family tree. All right. All right. See y'all later.
Continue with your birthday.
Yes, thank you. Hey, thank you for all the birthday wishes from last week. Y'all are out of sight. Y'all, I had a great time, and y'all know how to make a brother feel good. Y'all make me want to dance.
All right.
All right. Big B, I'll see you on the weekend, my brother. Tune in, family. We're going to have some good stuff this weekend. All right? Y'all be blessed now. Ciao.
All right, peace out.
Come on, get y'all groove on before y'all leave. Can y'all dance? Y'all can't dance. Y'all can't dance. Come on, everybody go like this. There you go. All right, I see you, Sheila. Go ahead, Darnell. All right, I see you, Cynthia. Hey, hey, Hannah. Come on, Hannah. Act like you can move now. Come on. Come on, there go Terry. There go Cliff. Go ahead, man. Do your robot, man. Do your robot. He doing the robot. Come on, man. He got the hanging arm one.
I can't take it. I'm about to fall off my chair.
There you go. We on the other page. Everybody else? All right. All right. God bless y'all. Have a wonderful evening. And we'll see you next week on the Family Tree.
Thank you, Dr. Paul. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, Patrick was on there. What's up, Patrick?
I've been hiding in the back in the corner in the dark.
Donald's on there. All right. Who else is on there? Gigi. Is that CC or GG? CG. All right.
Man. Have a good one, man.
All right. Have a good one. God bless y'all. Bye-bye.